Sai everyone. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today, and thank you, Sister Manjula, for that introduction. But I would also like to first offer a very humble salutations and gratitude to Swami for making this game possible, to bring out this game out of us and for guiding us throughout from beginning to end, and also to offer this game to his children on two occasions, as you said. And we also want to thank you, Sister Manjula, for the opportunity and your encouragement throughout, and for bringing all of us together, this amazing team of sisters that we are. So we want to thank you for that. So with that, I want to share, we came up with two games, as Sister said. The first game was offered for the regional mini retreat in July, and the second one was for the Unity conference. Initially, both of these, we were going to use the same game, what we used for the mini retreat for the Unity conference. But then, as the name says, Swami actually played a game with us, and he actually made us do something even more better and evolve it in a different direction. So we wanted to share both of those because we felt both of them are very good tools to be used, especially in a virtual setting that we are right now. To have all these virtual games, I think it's kind of very nice. Both games are very straightforward trivia games. And we created the trivia based on Swami's life, his mission, the values, the quotes, the songs. So everything was about Swami and his life. So that's how we made the trivia. Except because it is for group 2 children, we wanted to keep it a little bit more theme connecting, to it into categories so that they are a little bit more involved. And we made it like the Jeopardy style with tiles and categories, so they can pick a category and they would answer a question. So that is the only, the big fun part of it. So we'll come to that when we do the story of it. So for the first one, the first regional mini retreat, we used a website called playfactile.com. It's a very simple, straightforward website that anybody can use to create a game. It is a quite popular website that is used by schools as well as for homeschool parents. It's a very nice, well laid out website. It has a template, a standard template that you would use to load your questions into it, and then you would pretty much share the game with any other teachers that you would want, or you could use it for your own personal use also. And the main thing about the Play Factile is that it does not require a second device. Unlike Kahoot, which you would use a second phone or an iPad or some other device to answer, this one, the teacher who's hosting, you would just use your screen share option in Zoom, show the factile screen to them with all the categories, and the children would just look at the category, pick the question that they would want to answer, and they would answer it. So we wanted to keep it simple. You could do the buzzer mode. There are a lot of modes in Play Factile, but we kept it very simple, and we just had one simple template, and that's how we did our game. And each room independently led by teacher. We were 5 of us, and we had about 60 children for the mini retreat. So each of us had about 10 to 11 children in our room. So we independently played the game. So it was very convenient and it was very easier that way. The main thing is you create an account in this website, and then it's very self-explanatory. We did do a little bit of a tutorial video that I will share if possible at the end of the presentation on how to how to load your questions into the website and the answer. And once you have loaded your entire set of questions, you can play it in different ways. You can either play it as the Jeopardy style, as we said, or you could play it like a quiz mode where the questions would get randomly shuffled and displayed. So that is also a possibility. We can see those as we show the game. It is free. We used a little bit of audio and picture questions, so we upgraded to the pro version. But even in the basic free version, you can do a lot of things. You can still use it for trivia, basic trivia type game. You can definitely use it. And so the way it is laid out is there is 100, 200, $300 questions. So it's all, a dollar symbol is there. So we did make it clear to the children that we are not getting real dollars, but it's going to be moral dollars that they are all earning when they answer the question. But the children still had a lot of fun with it, especially it has a sound effect and things like that that makes it very interactive for them. So we had a lot of fun playing with it. So a little bit into the theme, how we categorized the game. So we said we were going to do a trivia game, and we wanted to do it in a fun way for the children. So we thought of this code. Okay, life is a game, play it. Swami said, let's go into this it. Life, as we know, is a mixture of a variety of things that we see, things that we hear, things that we understand, realize, experience, a lot of things. So we said, okay, let's just make that into the categories. So the first category, we said see it, which are all picture based questions. For example, we showed a picture of Swami showing a Shivalingam taken during Mahashivratri time. So we showed them the picture and we said, okay, what is Swami showing? What festival is this picture connected to? So we talked about the significance of that, the Lingodbhavam and things like that. For Hear It was all bhajan and devotional song based questions. We gave them a karaoke of a bhajan and we asked them to guess the bhajan. We gave them the first 2 lines of a bhajan and we asked them to sing the next 2 lines. Then we gave them a Sanskrit version of a bhajan and we asked them to sing the English version of it. So just to keep it a little fun. No, it was all multi-faith and all religion-based questions. We showed them a picture of a menorah and we asked them, which religion is this associated with, kind of. Quote, it was straightforward. We gave them a partial quote and we asked them to continue, complete the rest of it. The children did really well, very simple group 2 quotes. Practice it was very situational questions where we gave them a real life situation and we said, what would you do? What value will you apply in this situation? And then realize it was all human value based. This is something that we keep repeating to them. We ask them, what are the 5 Ds? What does watch mean? What are the 4 things that Swami says you should never waste? So we kept it very fun and interactive and a variety of options for them to choose from. So I hope you guys can see this screen. So this is how our Factile screen looked like when we played. So the fun part about Factile is you can customize the name of the team. So we pretty much grouped the children into 5 teams and gave them the human value name. So they were very excited about that. And then this is how the screen would look. For example, this is a bhajan question. So the bhajan would play. Right now, I'm not playing the bhajan. And then you skip and you can see the answer. If they say the answer, you give them the points. So the points automatically get loaded here. And then you continue, you go back to the main screen. So you keep playing till all the questions are over, and then the children, learn as well as have fun with it. So that was the Factile game that we created for the regional retreat. And then, so I wouldn't say as cons, but there were a little bit of technical glitches with the Factile. It is internet based, so you cannot download and play. You have to play it on the web online. So if there is a rare chance the website doesn't load, so there is that question mark. Secondly, I was very apprehensive about the dollar sign. It seemed very materialistic to me. And there was no way to remove it. We tried and we said, can we just keep 100, 200 like that? But there was no option for it. So, but it was still there. It was still fun. And yeah, the main thing is you cannot download. You cannot play it offline. But we still said, okay, why don't we still keep the same game? And we were ready to offer the same game for the Unity conference. And then, when these kind of questions came up, something in us, it kind of reminded us, maybe it was Swami, telling us that don't be a slacker, don't just copy and use the same stuff. Come on, put some effort into it and try and make it a little better. So we said, okay, what is a better way? What can we do better? How can we, avoid this internet issue and try to do it offline? So we created the entire Factile game using PowerPoint, good old PowerPoint. and we came up with a brand new factile that we used PowerPoint for it. And again, with respect to the Unity conference, the theme was different. The day one theme for the Unity conference, the SSC theme was Love All. So we said, okay, now we need to definitely connect Love All into our game. So we made all our questions love related. So we still kept the majority of the categories. Like we said, for love, we just used the same acronym LOVE. So we made it into listen, observe, value, and experience all. So we still kept the same category, but all our questions, for example, the bhajans were all love connecting bhajans. Everything was love-based bhajans. All the pictures were related to Swami's love towards animals, Swami's love towards the environment, Swami's infinite love towards all the other human beings, famous people who showed extraordinary compassion towards their fellow humans. Multi-faith, we brought out all the love, quotes, and we said all religions say love your neighbor. So we tied it to the theme that way. And then one other thing, when we played the original Factile game, it was a team game. So the children were very interested, in playing it. The minor thing was when one team was answering, we kind of felt the other, teams were kind of tuning us out almost, they're still children. So we said, okay, somehow we need to keep them occupied, even though it's not their turn to answer. We still want them to, keep them engaged for throughout all 20-25 questions. We have to stay, keep them hooked. So what do we do? So we said, let's keep like a story element to it. And along with that story element, we will add like a scavenger hunt, like a letter hunt almost, where you collect letters throughout the game. The letters are actually embedded in the answers. So these answers will reveal these letters one by one, alphabets. So we said, keep a paper next to you and keep writing these letters. And then we gave a story question. So that part, I'm going to show what the story that we did. So this is how our PowerPoint factile looked like. And Gayatri is going to come and tell us after a little bit. She's going to explain how she created the entire factile in a PowerPoint format. But we pretty much used the same layout with categories and everything. We also added like a rules thing. We added the scores. We pretty much, tried to mimic the similar, the web version of it. So this is how it looked. We will probably play this game in the breakout room in a little bit, so you guys get a feel of how it was. So going into the content of it, since the theme was love all, so we started asking the children when they came into the main room for the game. We said, Swami says love all, but have you guys ever wondered why does he say that? What is the reason that made Swami say that love everybody? What is that special thing that exists within each of us that should make you want to love and respect the other person? So what is that? I'm just going to share. So what is that unique thing? So that was our story question. And then we said, we will watch a story now. And of course, we especially love the animation part. So this was another opportunity to use our animatron skill. And we said, we'll make it into a story about a girl who's having a particularly challenging day of e-learning. And she's sharing that frustration with her mom. And she is also asking the same question. So why does Swami say love all? What is that so special within us? So we want to share that animation video with all of you, and then we'll go into playing the game. This is a story of Ani. Ani is a 6th grader at Stonebridge Middle School. Like everyone else, Ani started her online learning this fall. Ani had just finished her first day of e-learning. Let's watch her conversation with her mom. "Ugh, I am so angry," said Ani. "Ani, is everything okay?" Her mom dropped in to check in on her. "Mom, I just had the worst day of school ever," said Ani. "Wow, first day of school and worst day already? That must be rough," said Mom. "Well, Kristen, She and I had the biggest argument right in the middle of our morning meeting. We went arguing on and on in front of everybody else. The teacher had to step in and mute us. Mom, I thought I would be popular this year. And the way the year has started, I don't think I will be. Oh boy, said Mom. Then you know what happened? Continued Annie. There is a new kid in our class. I think he is, how do I say, little hard of hearing? I thought I saw a little hearing device in his ear or something. But anyway, in math, the teacher was trying to explain something to all of us, and this boy kept saying, I can't hear you. Can you say that again? It was just so distracting. I couldn't finish what we had to do, and now I have so much homework. This is just the worst day ever. Ani, I think you need a little break. But I do want to remind you of something. What is the biggest message of our dear Swami? I know. It's love all, serve all, said Ani. Yes, exactly, said Mom. Are we being loving? Take a moment and think about your day and see if you have been loving to all. Well, not exactly, said Ani. I guess I was a little mean to Kristen. My words weren't loving. And to the new boy, I guess my attitude was not loving. But Mom, why do I have to love everyone? That seems so unfair. Why can't I just think of myself? Why do I need to love everyone and treat them with love and kindness? I just don't understand why this love all. That's a great question, isn't it, guys? Why should we love everyone and every living being around us? What is so special about each one of us? So to answer Ani's question, we are about to play a little game. We will answer questions about Swami and his infinite love, and while we are playing, we will collect some special clues. These clues will reveal our very special answer. Are you all ready to play? Let's go! So that was like the little introduction that we gave the children in the main room. And then we said, now we'll all go into the breakout room and we'll actually play the game, but be continuously prepared. There will be secret letters coming that you need to note down and write. And in the end, we are going to put all those letters together and find the answer to this question. Why does Swami say love all? So with that same question, we now want all of you to go into a breakout room. We have 4 facilitators, so 2 of us will stay back and 2 of us will go into the room so that you guys can get a feel of how we'll play the game, how we played the game with the children, and how we ended this story. And then when we come back, Gayatri is going to give us a little bit more background of the technical aspect of how she created the PowerPoint version of the factile. So Sister Manjula, whenever you're ready, you can.
Yeah, I'm putting everyone into that.
Perfect.
In the 29, so probably I can put, yeah. Okay.
Sai Ram. So we have Sister Sheetal also in the room. So both of us can be facilitators. If you guys want to turn on your camera and we can play a little. Oh my God, up in their faces. Did you do this on purpose? Sister Sheetal, you want to share the screen or do you want me to?
I think I'm disabled. I can't share the screen.
Oh, you can. Okay.
I think you will have to share it because it says host has disabled participants screen sharing.
Okay, perfect. I'll share, but you can lead if you would like to.
Now I've let you, I've enabled the sharing if you want to.
Okay. So this is our game screen. This is how it kind of looked. So we're not going to put you into teams or anything. But if you would like to call on a category, we can open it up and we can show it to you and we can play a little bit and then we can go to the ending part of it, like how we concluded it. So does anybody want to turn?
Listen 500.
Listen 500. I hope I shared audio. Okay, I did.
श्रीनारायणतु पुरुषोत्तम गुरुतो सिद्धबुद्धतो स्कंद विनायक सविता पावक
ब्रह्ममस्तु
यः शक्तितु ईशो पिता
Perfect, perfect. You guys got it. Awesome. So you can collect your clue letter, which is I. So we'll keep collecting. So don't worry, we will show all the letters in the end. But yeah, that is awesome. Anybody who wants to go next?
Anusha, I just wanted to share with them that, you know, when Gayatri actually created this, when you select on a category, there's also a timer there just so that the kids have a feel of it. Yeah. Only for listen category, what she did is that the facilitator would turn on the timer after they had heard it so that it doesn't interrupt their thoughts when they're actually listening to the tune.
Listening to the buzzer. Yeah. So we had to make some questions as manual and some questions we had to, you know, keep it automatic for the timer. So it gives them the sense of, you know, excitement almost. If anybody wants to go next, please feel free.
How did the kids answer the questions though? Like, were they in groups or individually they had to answer?
Groups. We put them in groups, Sandhya. So we made them into 5 teams, Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa. And then each team took turns in calling out a category. And we also encouraged them to pick a different category each time. And we actually did each row individually. So first we all did 100-point questions. And then next round we made them choose from the 200. So that it's kind of equal and it's fair, you know, so they all get a fair opportunity to do it.
Makes sense.
Sandhya, do you want to pick one?
Sure, I can. I will go for observe.
Observe. Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So I picked observe 200. So Swami always asks us to waste not, want not. Can you identify the symbol and how is it connected to waste not, want not? So we also added a little bit of bonus questions here and there to, you know, elaborate a little bit and talk about, you know. So I hope you can hear the timer. So that is all.
Recycle, reuse, reduce.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Perfect.
And then we connected it to how, you know, he says waste not, want not. And we connected it to his love to the environment and how we should also be that way. So we kind of took it in that direction. And then the bonus, anybody? 4 things that Swami specifically says not to waste.
Time, food, energy. Time, food, energy, water.
No.
Money.
Money, yes. Food, money, time, and energy. So we kind of connected that too. The bonus questions, I don't know, Sheetal, I don't know how your room was. Mine, they were 50-50. Some kids were very enthusiastically answering the bonus questions. Some kids were like, no, auntie, I don't want to even try. We'll go to the answer.
No, actually mine, they wanted, some of them in fact knew the bonus answer, but were not able to get the main
answer.
answer.
That also happened. That's true. Yeah.
And then if you notice at the bottom, there's this home screen. So if you just click on that home, it takes you back. When we were doing the play-factile game, that time what happened was that sometimes if you would by mistake click on something else, it would take you to the main and you had to start all over again. So you had to be extremely careful. But here, Because this was not automated and we had control over it, it gave us that option.
It gave us the flexibility. So the PowerPoint version gave us a lot of flexibility to add that hearts and things like that. So we were all about the theme, you know. So we said, okay, it's love. So we have to make everything about love, and we added the hearts and, you know, everything connecting to that, which was not possible with Factile. So Factile is a very standard screen where, you know, pretty much you just load the questions and get the answers. But this one, you have a lot more, you know, things that you can play around with. Preeti,
I can't believe the effort that you guys put into this. It's unbelievable. Oh my God.
No, this
Amazing.
surprisingly, the Factile at least took a while to come together. This one came together very quickly, even though there's a lot more work involved in it. This one, the idea and everything, it just came together in a matter of a week. Previous week, we were in a completely different idea. Next week, when we went, said, nope, we are scratching the entire thing. We are just doing our own. So that's what I said. This is something, you know, Swami taught a lesson almost. So don't ever slack, you know, like always think fresh and push yourself to do something even more, even better kind of, you know. If anybody wants to pick any more, please feel free, and then we'll show.
Sister Anusha, would you show them the Sai final Factile so that they get an idea of how we played it, like it had all the rules and everything?
Yeah. I wanted to see if any more questions need to be opened. We can go to the final Factile.
We can go to each section, one question, so we get a flavor.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that too. So this was experience, where we gave them a situation. And we asked them to say, okay, what value do you think? So this was very open-ended. We did not have a right answer, wrong answer. As long as the child was able to connect and say, okay, how do you practice love in this situation? Love as, you know, action, how do you apply it? So we weren't very particular that they have to say a certain answer. But the quote we said, you know, the quote we connected to it and said, we have to think of our company and we need to make sure we make the right friends. That part we said you have to say, you know, if you need that points, you need to say. But all the experience question, we kept it very open-ended, you know, and we did not have any secret letters or anything. We just said, you know, as long as they are able to say answer connecting to the value, we said that's good enough, you know. That was that. And then which category have we not picked? For value,
for the experience category, if they gave an answer which was not like mentioned, like did that happen? Because it's an open-ended kind of.
Yeah, pretty much it was between the teacher and the child, you know, how for me it happened that the child, I kind of encouraged them to think, what do you think what would be a more appropriate thing to do? But then they eventually came to the answer, you know, we didn't expect the exact same answer or anything.
Okay.
So B.
Oh yeah,
B.
so this one was, yes, B is the right answer, yes.
The idea is them to get the answer right rather than, you know, not be able to answer.
Correct. So that was the 5 categories. Now we want to show the final letter so that
all
you can...
category you didn't do the all one.
Oh, all, sorry, yeah. Okay, for all. So which holy Islamic festival is celebrated by fasting for an entire month and serving the poor with love?
Ramadan.
Yeah.
Ramadan.
And then we asked who is the god there, and then we gave them the answer for that. So now, after they answered all, unfortunately, we didn't have time. Majority of us didn't have time actually. 1 hour was pressing, so we had to skip. I in my room I had to skip like one entire row, and same thing with the 2 or 3 more teachers. They said they skipped an entire row, but we wanted to finish it. We want them to remember why we did this. So these are the letters they finally ended up with. So they had a D, they had 5 I's, N, A, L, V, T, E, S, and Y. The interesting part of it is some children lost track of it. Some children forgot to write down. And then when they came to ask them, you know, did you remember to write all the letters? And some children, oh, auntie, I forgot. I wrote half. I didn't write this. But then the other children were so sweet and so helpful. They said, oh, no, I will give you all the letters. Don't worry, we are playing together. It was so heartwarming to see that camaraderie and everything between them. So we then put the letters together. And then we asked them, you know, use the letters to fill up the blanks. It was challenging for them, definitely, you know. And then we said, okay, it is not one word. It is 4 different words. It's actually a phrase. And then we gave them a little bit more, clues. We started filling up the vowels first. We said, okay, I'm going to fill up the I's. And then I started filling the I's for them. All the I went in. And then I
Divinity.
said, okay, now
Divinity,
sing.
something in all.
In
Divinity
all.
is in
The
all.
last one is all.
Divinity in
In
all,
all.
but I don't know what that means.
Second word, okay. You're
Lives
right. They
in all.
did guess. I
Lives in all.
Lives in all.
But
lies
it
in
can't
all.
live in all. Lies in all. Okay.
Divinity lies in all. So we connected it to the story. So it actually worked. So they were interested till the end of the game. They actually wanted to know what the answer was. So at least we were thankful that, okay, at least we made them sit through the entire 1 hour, for them to patiently wait for the answer. And then we showed them this little animation as a conclusion. Thanks, everyone. You guys solved the puzzle and found the answer to my question. Divinity lies in all. And that's why we need to be kind and loving to everyone. But, Mom, how do we practice love all? It just seems so hard. Ani, do you remember what happened when we tried to install a new app on your tablet device? Yes, our tablet's memory was full and we had no space. Then we had to delete many unwanted things and clean out some space. And finally, we were able to install it. And now I'm able to connect with my friends every day. That makes me so happy. That's exactly how it is. To practice love all, we need to first remove all the negative and unwanted traits from our mind, like anger, hate, jealousy, pride. Then our hearts will be easily filled with love and love only. Once our heart is overflowing with love, we can connect and spread the joy and love to others as well. That's so right, Mom. I will now free up my heart to fill it only with love. Hope you guys remember that too. So we showed them that video. Thanks. Sorry. And then we finished with this picture. This is my all-time favorite picture to send home the message that treat each other nicely and with love and recognize that Swami in each other. So it was really nice experience, sharing it with the children. Sister Sheetal, if you want to share anything about your experience, please feel free.
It was wonderful. The only shortcoming was that we didn't have enough time, and but the kids were even though they had not collected all the clues, they wanted to solve it, and actually, just prompting them, they were able to actually get those words, which was remarkable. They had not played the entire game, and yet they were able to get it just on the basis of clues, or probably being attentive in class. That's what I will give the credit to Balvika's teachers, who taught them well, and they were able to actually remember and reproduce it.
Well done. So nice. This is such a nice way of driving home the point.
Yeah, that's why I really liked how the Unity Conference game came together. And I think that was truly Swami's hands in it.
Forget children, Anusha. I would have stayed for the entire game.
Yeah, it was so
Everything
exciting.
interesting.
Unscrambling those words when you gave us.
Yeah, fantabulous job, you guys. Amazing.
Yeah, and Anusha, the wonderful part is how in 1 week you came up with a different set of game. it was the most challenging, but you guys made up, you took that challenge and you did really well.
They did. Literally, I think in 2 or 3 days, they whipped up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Anusha, you remember how you guys came up with the scoreboard? Because
the scoreboard. Yes, I forgot to tell that completely. So this one, oh my God. So we were all set with the game and everything. I was leaning towards not having, okay, score is something, do we really need it? And then I think Sheetal was very particular. I remember in your calls, she said, no, we have to have, somehow we need to have a score. So there is this sister Uma from, I think she's region 6 or 7, I'm not sure. She is a computer, she's a programmer. So she developed this entire, this scoring thing. So we actually could use it and we actually could give points. This was fantastic thing she did. I don't know how she did. It was a very complicated program and everything. But she did and it wouldn't come. She sent it, it wouldn't come to me. I couldn't embed it. It was like, I'm not the most techiest person also. And then somehow we figured, and the day we launched it, we were all in tears. Oh my God, I can't believe this worked, you know. So the scoring is one another separate story in itself, how it came together.
And the
Very
children
awesome.
were so particular about it that, you know, there were times while we were playing the game, you may forget to take off their points or add, and they would be like, no, auntie, it was for 200 points. You forgot to give us 200. You just gave us 100. So I think that kept them interested and engaged as well. So it really helped us to play
I
the
agree. I think the scoring was really a motivating thing for them. You know, they were like so excited to see their score go up and, you know, things like that. We did not do negative points or anything, but still something, you know, to have them stay motivated and engaged. That's pretty much the point of the entire thing. So we were so glad. And even the bhajan choices, we had to make sure, because 5 regions are involved, we had to make sure all the 5 region teachers agreed on all 5 bhajans. We had actually hard time picking bhajans, you know.
Yeah,
With
true.
love themed bhajans that all regions will know, all centers, familiar ones. So then we had to come up with a list. So it was quite rewarding experience, you know, to work with sisters from across regions. I don't know when we will ever get the opportunity. So I'm so thankful for that. And it's amazing how it all came together. So thank you for the opportunity, Sister Manjula.
It makes me feel almost like we should, even if we don't have a mini retreat, once in a while, we should just, for our region at least, have games for kids like this.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I wish the classes were like this, because then kids will never stop coming.
I know.
We plan our lesson plans like this.
I know, especially in the virtual setting, I feel, you know, these kind of things keep them a lot more motivated and, you know, keep them engaged. So at least for that point, I feel it's quite useful in that sense.
Yeah, because the 1 and 2, SSC 1 and 2 is the age where the attention span is not that great.
Correct. Yeah.
But they're like sponges. They absorb more than 3 and 4.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And Anusha, your animation, I think they were so pointed.
Yeah, that's cool. Any
Dialogues
story
and
you animate.
I am an animatron addict now.
Yeah. Anusha, you got me addicted to. I use the same mom and I use different boys.
It's an awesome tool.
It is. It's actually, initially it's hard, but after that it's so easy. Now I can do it very quickly. You know?
You
Exactly,
all are,
right?
yeah, you're all become technical experts now.
Never
Thank you,
believed.
Anusha.
Imagine that I would be. 6 months ago, I was, you know, when Preeti actually told us things are going virtual, I was panicking, you know, I'm like, virtual? What?